الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان والذين يكنزون الذهب والفضة ولا ينفقونها في سبيل الله فبشرهم بعذاب أليم يوم يحمى عليها في نار جهنم فتكوى بها جباههم وجنوبهم وظهورهم هذا ما كنزتم لأنفسكم فذوقوا ما كنتم تكنزون صدق الله العظيم. Zakah, given a certain amount of donation in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, really got compulsory in Mecca when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in Mecca. Because Surah Al-Muzammil is a Makki surah. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ. That's when it got compulsory. But the details, the tafsilat were revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam migrated to Madinatul Munawwara. Second Hijri. So basically zakat is farz. Before giving zakat, the hukum of the Sahabas asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, يسألونك ماذا ينفقون أولي العفو. The Sahabas asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what should we give in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, anything which you don't need. Basically give everything. Anything you don't need, it was no limit for it. But when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam explains the ahkam in the second Hijri, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no, you just have to give 2.5%. In reality, all the wealth and everything belongs to who? Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could have said to give every single thing, whatever is by you, in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not do that. He made it easy for us. Is that clear? I just want to, before I come to the masal, just indicate to a few things. That Quran says, وَالَّذِينَ يَكْنِزُونَ الذَّهَبَ وَالْفِضَّةَ وَلَا يُنْفِقُونَها فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. Those people hoard gold and silver and does not give zakat. Majority of Mufassirin says it does not give zakat. On the day of judgment, that wealth will be heated in what? Hellfire, in Jahannam. And his forehead or her forehead side and the back side, the back will be what? Branded. If they do not pay zakat. That's one. A hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that their wealth will be turned, the wealth that they have not paid zakat from will be formed into a big snake, a python or whatever, and that will be bald, not because of age or a thing, that will be bald because of the venom that snake contains. And he'll have 2 black dots on top of his eyes, and that will grab him from his jaws and say, Ana maluk, I'm your wealth. And that snake will persecute that person until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts the hisab kitab, resurrection. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam seen a lot of things which was happening with them in Miraj too. So different kind of what? This is the consequences of what? Akhirat. In the worldly life, who do not pay zakat, there will be poverty, there will be flooding, earthquakes, no barakat. These kind of things are already happening. I said in Jummah too that this does not mean that we are the people who indulge in earthquake and flooding, that they're the one that are not paying zakat. It could be others that are not paying zakat, and because of us or other individual who are not paying zakat, they again persecuted. All right. So, not paying zakat. Before I come to the masails, not paying zakat could be various ways. Not paying at all. Zakat is compulsory, not paying at all. Number two, paying zakat but just making a rough idea, that's how much I got wealth. That's not right either. We have to calculate whatever we got and then pay zakat according to that. So a majority of the people, what they're doing is just give a rough idea, or I might have this much in that account, I might have this much in that account, I might have this much under my mattress, this much under my carpet, all right? And does not calculate all of it, yeah, because they don't want to lose the barakat, yeah? So, and they just pay zakat on a rough amount. So, majority of the time we make mistake in that, so that zakat is not paid either. Yeah, yes.
If you like, let's say you estimate it roughly, but then you go above, so let's say it's 2.5%, you make it 5% to make sure you don't. You get.
If you make estimation, you're gonna make mistakes. Estimation is not allowed. Oh, forgot to put this. Estimation is not allowed. That's what I'm trying to say. So, estimation in zakat is not allowed. That's what I'm trying to say. Because you're gonna make mistakes. This is the introduction I've done. Let's go to the main topic. Condition of zakat. Zakat is compulsory, number one, on a person who's freed. So it's not compulsory on a slave. Compulsory on the akil, sane people, not insane. And I say again, this does not count depressed. Everyone's depressed. Illa mashallah. Akil, right? Sane, not compulsory on insane. Yes, Ahmed. Dementia. That's not insane, is it? Yeah. He knows a good thing. Yeah. Baligh has reached to the age of puberty. Now, when I say, when Sharia say reach to the age of puberty, if it's a sabi or sabiya, a kid or girl, and they're given some gold, especially a girl given earrings, necklace, bangles. If she's made the owner of it, in the meaning that the parents will not use it if they have in a tight situation, then there's no zakat on it. But if the real owner is the parents, then they have to pay. The parents have to pay zakat on it if it's that right nisab. Is that clear? So free person, Muslim, sane, baligh, reach to the age of puberty. إذا ملك النصاب خاليا عن الدين فاضلا عن حوائج الأصلية ملكا تاما في طريق طرفي الحول. So the next condition is that the person have to be a owner of nisab, a certain amount. I will explain the nisab in a few minutes. Just put it on and then we go down. What is nisab? This nisab has to be free from the day-to-day needs. And also free from what? Any debt. So he or she has to be owner of what? A nisab. A certain amount. Number two, this nisab has to be free from the needs. Number three, that has to be free from some debt. I will explain the debt part a bit more, inshallah. Yeah. Let me explain the nisab. What is nisab? A certain amount. So nisab, you have to understand, in the olden days they used to use either silver or what? Gold. That was the main wealth, see? Or the main wealth was what? Cattle, goats, sheep, camels. I'm not going to speak about the camels zakat, all right? I'm not going to speak about the what? The cows zakat, because none of you got camels, goats, or cows. Have you got any more than 30, 40 camels? 25 camels? Anyone? No. So you have to give bint Bakhad, bint Laboon. There's names for the age of every camel. Yeah? She camel and everything. Then there's a musin for what you call it, cows and all that. Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to speak on that. But let's go to the gold and silver, what we have nowadays. Sorry. So the nisab, the amount of silver, if you have silver, is 200 dirhams. All right. And I'm going to come to 200 dirhams. I've wrote it here. And that is in grams, 612.35 grams. 612.35. Yeah? What do you mean standard?
That doesn't change.
That doesn't change. That's why I'm saying the grams, so it doesn't change. What will change the value of the grams? That changes every year. I'll tell you that today too. So the silver in Shareet is 200 dirhams, all right, which is nowadays about 612.35 grams. Yeah, leave space for what, right? And in gold nisab is 20 mithqal. How many mithqal? 20 mithqal. Mithqal is a right? And that is in gram 87.48 grams. So the rate I found now, right, of 1 gram of silver is 54 pence. Yeah, 54 pence. And the rate of gold, right, which depends, all right, today one is 49 pound 16 pence. So the nisab according to silver will be 331 pounds today, all right? And the nisab of what you call it, gold will be 4,327 pounds. In ounces, all right, the ounce of silver is 52 and a half ounce. The ounce of gold is seven and a half. Yeah? You with me, boys? All right. You got this? Now, if anyone has wealth, if anyone has just gold, no money, no silver, no cash, nothing else, all they have is gold. So they will look, if the gold is that much gram, where is it? 87 gram, yeah? Or 7.5 what? Tola or ounces. Then if a whole year circulates on it, they have to give zakat on that. 2.5% on that. Did I say the last condition, the whole year circulates on it? I'll say that in a few words. Let's explain this. Yeah? If he has or she has just silver, then they see if they have 613 or 12 grams. Yeah? If they have 612 grams, then one condition is kicked in. When the whole year circulates on them, they just have to give 2.5% on the 40th of that. Is that clear? Yeah. But normally what happens is that we have silver and gold, or we have gold and cash, or we have silver and cash. What do we do in this situation? We have mix. If we had just gold, we just look if we have the 87 grams. If we had just silver, we just look at if we have 612 grams. But what the normal situation is that we have mixed wealth. We will have gold too, and we will have cash. Now what we have to do, we have to look at the lowest nisab. Have we got that value or not? So the lowest nisab is what? The nisab of what? Silver. Because this is anfa' lil fuqara. This is more beneficial for the what? Poor people. So for instance, I'll give you an example. I've got 40 grams of gold. Yeah? 40 grams of gold, and I've got 10 pounds. No silver. Now what I have to do is calculate how much is 40 grams of what? Gold. So 40 grams of gold is more than 331 pounds in it. Yeah? So I value it with the silver. So I have to pay zakat on that because I've got that 10 pound with me. So 10 pound and 40 grams, I value that together. Whatever it comes up to, I give zakat 2.5% on that. Have I cleared my point or not? No?
So question is, so that means if they have both mix of silver and gold, then
Yeah.
10 pound of silver and then like 40 pounds of gold, and then they're trying to figure out how much they have to pay.
Yeah.
So then if they only have gold, they only have to pay if they have above 87 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they just have gold. Yeah. So for instance, normally what happens, some ladies, in a poor country, they only have 3 ounces of gold. Yeah, they have earrings and one ring, and they have no other wealth at all. So are they in the nisab? They're not in the nisab. So now, before I come to the point, I'll come to the point. Could we give them zakat, or are they allowed to give zakat? So they don't have to give zakat. We also could pay them zakat because they're not in the nisab. Yeah. But if it's someone in Pakistan, in a poor country, yeah, Pakistan, Bangladesh, any poor country in Africa, and they got a gold, and they got some money too. The gold is only 1 ounce, and they got 50 pound. So technically, there should be no zakat wajib on it. But when you value the gold, the 1 ounce, and you value the 50 pound they got, they reach to the nisab of what? Silver. So when they reach to the nisab of silver, then they have to give zakat on it. That's if they are mixed. Have you understood what I'm trying to say?
Okay, so because silver is the lowest nisab.
Yeah.
So if they're combined wealth, they have multiple avenues, and as long as it exceeds 331 pounds, because that's nisab of silver,
Yeah.
then they have to give zakat.
Yeah. Basically this. Yeah. 612 grams. Yeah. That's the main. You have to use this. This figure will change around. So last year, I can remember it was 270. I think so. I said last year in Shaban when I made the announcement, 270. So this has changed. Yeah. So same with this. I can remember the gram I said to 43 pound. If anyone knows, I said last year 43. This year I'm saying about 50 pound. Everything going up. Except, anyway, you got this? Yeah? All right. Now I want to explain one more thing. There's 2 types of nisab. 2 types of nisab. Nisab nami, nisab Noon, Sad, Alif, Ba, Nami, Noon, Alif, Mim, Ya. Productive wealth or which grows. Alright? A wealth which grows either in Shariat or in reality. This you have to know. And there's another nisab, ghair nami. The nisab which does not grow, is not productive. Why do I say that? It will help you a lot, inshallah. The fiqh is such, alright, that if you learn the rules and the juzi masail, you know what masala comes, you know them. Yeah? If you learn the rules. Nisabi nami, productive wealth or which wealth grows. Ghair nami, which does not grow. Now, I'll give you an example. Wealth which grows: gold, silver, business wealth. Anything you put in business, or in Sharia, these are known as wealth which grows. Money, cash. Alright? These are all of this, alright, is known as wealth which grows. So if I have a shop or a business where I sell mobiles, for instance. So that's a tijarat. That is what a business. So if that business, is worth more than 331 pound or more than 612 grams, there's zakat wajib on that. Yeah. So that's wealth which is growing. Yeah. Wealth which is growing. Gold, silver, the money you have under your mattress and your carpets, yeah. You put in flask too in money flask. Oh, they freeze it too. Freezer bags. All right. And there's another type of wealth, which is that amount, but it's not nami, it does not grow. Alright? No one will like this, but the ladies have clothes, extra clothes, suitcases of clothes. Yeah? You're not married yet, you don't know. Alright? And alright, they're full, the suitcases are full. They're not for tijarat, they're not for business. Alright? Is not, according to Shariat, is not a wealth which will grow. Alright? But it's extra wealth. It's extra thing. If it's a lady or a lady, alright, has got 10 suitcases in the house, 10 suitcases minimum, alright? 10 suitcases in the house, if you look, the value of that is more than 612 grams. But it's not nisab in nami, it does not grow. Does she have to give zakat on that? Now I've told you a rule now, you tell me the answer. You're muftis now. Don't come muftis, but no zakat on that. Because there's no nisab in nami, is it? Yeah? Give you another example. In the houses, we have, in the showcase, we have what? Cutlery, yeah? Yeah, and we have what? Dishes and all that. Is that nami, does that grow? Is it used? It's not even used sometimes. Is zakat wajib on that? Is extra wealth which is not in the use? No zakat wajib on that. I'm saying this for a reason, I just want to explain things. Yeah? Anything like that, yeah? No zakat wajib on that. Alright, so there's difference between nisab in nami and ghair nami. Now, someone has nisab in nami, gold, silver, or cash. They have to give zakat and they're not allowed to take zakat. Now, this is the point where I want to come to. A person who has nisab in nami, productive wealth, they have to give zakat and they are not allowed to take zakat. A person who has nisabi ghairi nami, the wealth they have wealth that which is not needed but is not productive. No zakat is wajib on them, but they're not allowed to take zakat. Got this? In Shariat, they're half. They're not allowed to take zakat, but they don't have to give zakat. Yeah. Have I explained that? Yeah.
Sheikh, what if they only have a sub-player number? But they don't have to give zakat, but they don't receive it.
Yeah. If they just have that.
If they only have that,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't have any production.
Yeah, yeah. If they only have nisabi ghairi nami. If they have nisabi nami and ghairi nami, then obviously they have to give zakat and they're not allowed to take zakat. So when I say this nisabi ghairi nami, that means that the things that they have in the house are valuable, but they're not in use. Yeah?
What if they buy it, but they're gonna sell it in say 10-year time, so the value's gonna go high?
If they buy it and the intention is for selling, then that is nisabi nami. That's tijarat, yeah. The other yes.
Sorry, like for example, a car. You use the car every day. Like you buy a car, but then it depreciates in value. The car will depreciate in value over time. So is that
No, the car is your use. Yeah, anything you use, it could be a million pound worth of car,
Yeah.
all right, but is no zakat on that.
No zakat.
No. Anything you use,
Yeah.
all right, either the mobile, nowadays this is a need now, all right, the car is need, all right, and the house you live in is in need,
Yeah.
or the clothes you're wearing are need, all right, all these things are in need, all right, yeah,
So you don't have to.
no zakat, yes.
So if you have a watch that appreciates, you wear that every day. Is that
Watch,
yeah?
yeah, still need in it. It's used in it. If you're using that, that's in use. Yeah. All right. The other condition, all right. So the first condition was he or she has to be free. The second condition, a Muslim. Third condition, be sane. Fourth condition was baligh. The fifth condition was that you have to be an owner of nisab. All right, and it has to be nami. You have to give zakat on, yeah, and it has to be free from your needs and also free from your needs and free from what qarz. Now, when I said qarz, debt, there's two kind of qarz. Number one qarz is that you have to pay all in full, and number two qarz is that you have to pay in installment, which you can see mortgages. If you have a dain and qarz and what? Debt, which you have to pay in one go, then whatever you have to pay, you have to deduct that, and the rest, whatever is left, if it reaches to the nisab, then you have to pay zakat on it. Yeah? So, give you an example. You got £5,000 and you have to give qarz to someone, your debt £6,000. Do you have to pay zakat on that? No zakat on the 5,000. You got £5,000 and you have to give a debt, all right, £1,000 straight away. Yeah, it's not in installment. Do you have to pay zakat? You're on the £4,000. You have to pay zakat. Is that clear? Yeah. The other example is in installments. You got a debt. You bought a house for £300,000. Yeah. And you got a debt for £300,000, Mickey, for instance. Yeah. But you have to pay that in installment, £500 a year, every month. £500 every month. So in 6 months, you're paying how many? In 12 months, you're paying what? £6,000. In 12 months, you're paying what? £6,000. Now you got, well, now, You got now. You bought a house. Your debt is what? £300,000. Is it? You got £300,000. All right. Yeah, debt. Yeah, and you're paying in installment every month £500. For 12 months, you're paying £6,000. Yeah. Over here, you got under your mattress £50,000. Yeah. Now, if you look at that debt, do you have to pay zakat on that £50,000? If you look at the £300,000, no. But because you're not paying, you don't have to pay in one go, you're paying in installment. You have to look at your installment for the whole year. The whole year installment is £6,000, for instance. Yeah? So you deduct from £50,000, you deduct what? £6,000. So how much you got? £44,000? Am I right? Yeah? Alright. £44,000 I pay zakat on the £44,000, not on the £50,000. Is that clear? Yes.
If you're paying like a rent on a shop, for example,
That because that's that time in it, that's your need, that 1 month. But you cannot deduct the whole year for that. That when you have paid that, so that month you can deduct, not the whole year. Is that clear? Yeah. I've got a few things to say on this. Let me say, one thing is, I said gold and silver. Once you're the owner of gold or silver and it reaches to the nisab, yeah, either gold or silver, even if that gold or silver is used, alright, you still have to give zakat on that. So the ladies, alright, they have the bangles, they have the necklace. So normally a question comes, that is in use, is that zakat on that? Yeah, there is, that's zakatable. You have to give zakat on that. And I want to say a dalil. I didn't say any proof on anything else, alright, because it will get too long, but I want to say a proof on this, alright. So, and Salma radiallahu ta'ala anha, Salma radiallahu ta'ala anha says that I was wearing some earrings. And I asked Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, is this a kanz? Is this a treasure? The Quran says that if you do not give zakat from, you'll be persecuted. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, in addayti zakatahu falaysa bikanzin. She was wearing them. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that if you give the zakat of this, is not kanz. Imam Fighi rahmatullah alayhi narrates this hadith. And also in Sahih Bukhari, Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala narrates this mawkufan. Mawkufan means is the saying of what? Abdullah ibn Umar. Yeah? And also there's another hadith, alright, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, wara Rasulullah say, imra'atayni alayhima sawarani min dhahabin. Seen a lady, two ladies, they're wearing bangles. So, of gold bangles. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that, are you paying zakat from me? They said no. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, do you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to wear you fire bangles on the day of judgment? If you do not, then pay zakat. Then pay zakat. This is in Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmatullah collects this in Muslim Ahmad and Abu Dawud too. Imam Tirmidhi rahmatullah alayhi. Yeah, I've collected this hadith too. So if anyone if they have any ladies have any gold in use or silver in use, they still have to pay zakat on that. That's the conclusion, right? All right. The next condition, all right. How many numbers? We're still going on the condition. I just say, fi tarafayil hawl. On that, once the nisab kicks in, all right, the year has to circulate on that nisab. Now, you got this? Circulation means that in the beginning of the year you have to have nisab, and the end of the year you have to have nisab. In the beginning of the year you have to have nisab, and the end of the year you don't need this now, innit? Yeah. Beginning of the year you have to have nisab, and the end of the year you have to have nisab. In between, whatever fluctuation happens, you don't look at that. One thing, the other. In the beginning of the year you have to have nisab, and the end of the year you have to have nisab, and you don't look at what happened in between. And the year is according to lunar month, Shawwal, Dhul Qaida, and all them. Yeah, not according to solar month. Yeah. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. In Ramadan happened before Ramadan. I had no money. For instance, just to give you an example, all right? Before Ramadan, I had no money. Suddenly, Alhamdulillah, somehow I got £10,000 in Ramadan. So it's more than £300 £372 in it. Yeah? It's more than a nisab in it. I got £10,000 in Ramadan. So what I do is, now the nisab has kicked in, first condition. The other, I'm Alhamdulillah Akil, Baligh, I call myself Akil, Baligh Muslim, alright? Yeah? So that I got other conditions, yeah? And I got the nisab. Now the other conditions, the whole year has to what? Circulate. Next Ramadan, I look. In next Ramadan, I got £50,000. Yeah? So I pay, what do I pay zakat on? On the £10,000 or the £50,000? On the £50,000. Yeah? In between, there was time I just had £10. There was a time that I got £1 million. I do not look at the in between, I look at the ending when my year circulated. You know, one example? Is that clear? Next example is, I had the nisab in the beginning of the Ramadan. When the next Ramadan came, I only had £5. Do I pay zakat? But in between, I had £10 million. Do I pay zakat? No, you don't look at that. Yeah? Don't worry, I haven't got £10 million. All right. The other condition is that you have to have intention when you pay zakat. There is 3 ways to have intention when you pay zakat. Either when you're giving the zakat out, you make intention at that time. You're giving this per person £100, and you make intention at that time, this is zakat. You don't have to tell the poor person this is what? Zakat. You can say this is hadiyah for you. And as long as you know it's poor, right? That's one way. The other way you make intention, that when you are separating your wealth in it, you took your wealth out under the mattress, and when you make the, what you call a calculation, and 2.5% was that much, £5,000 for instance, you separate it up and you put it under another mattress, and this is for what? Zakat. So whenever you pay from that, will be automatic zakat. So when you separate the wealth of what zakat, you made the intention, this is what the separation, the separate wealth I put for zakat, that's zakat. Yeah? The third way you can make intention is that you pay someone some money, you pay someone some sadaqah, and you realize, or you knew that this person is poor, he's a person that we can give zakat to, and he has not spent that money yet. And you made the intention that I give that zakat, that's okay. As long as he has not spent it. For instance, I gave Rayhan £200. I realized later on that this person is, he can have zakat. And I know he just went from here, I just give him now, for instance, and he hasn't reached home, he hasn't spent it yet. And I made the intention, the zakat. Before he reached to Halal, I made the intention that this is zakat, that's okay. Is that clear? Yeah. So when you have all this condition, Shariat says that you only have to pay 2.5% zakat on all the wealth you have, which is zakatable, right?
As soon as the third value kicks in, regardless of what month it's in, that's when it starts.
Nisab starts from that, but the whole year has to pass on that then. So that's one condition basically. And the condition, all the conditions have to fulfill, and the last condition, whole and whole. The year has to circulate on that. And you only, the calculation has to be done on Nisab in Nami, not Ghair Nami. Yeah? So you got 10 kgs of gold, and you got 10 cloths of what? Clothes. So you just calculate the 10 kg of gold, even though the closet is more worth it than this. Because you do the zakat on nisab in nami, not ghairi nami. Is that clear? Yeah? Yeah? When I said gold and silver, now my question is to you guys. Any stone or I is not nisab in nami. So what Rayhan done, he had 10 kgs of gold. He changed it all to diamonds. Yeah? So, and even though the diamond is more worth it than the gold, does he have to pay zakat on the diamonds? No. Yeah? That's not nisabi nami, that's nisabi ghairi nami. So when I say ghairi nami, if you know the rule, that person, for instance, Rayhan's got 10 kgs of diamonds. He's got no other wealth. That diamonds are is more worth it than 612 grams of what? Of silver. Could I pay him zakat?
No, because
He's got the nisabi, but he's got ghairi nami. But does he have to pay zakat? He's gonna no, he doesn't. Alright? But for one thing, what some people, when I explain this masala, some people what they're doing is they're selling the gold and change it to what? Diamonds. Technically, they don't have to pay zakat on that, but that's not right. Yeah, yeah. That was your question.
that was one part of my question.
Yeah, yeah.
The second question was if they change it, they change it to avoid this, and then they sell it to make money. Isn't that then becomes?
No, at the time when they changed it, alright, and they made intention of business. It's not
They didn't make.
yeah. When you buy something on the intention, doesn't mean no difference, right? Yeah, got this. So if you bought this house to live in, or I'm coming to the houses. Wait, yeah, you got that. Same with Qurbani in it. Qurbani, every year when we do udhiyah. So if you do it in this country, it will cost you, one portion will cost you more than £100. If you do it back home in Bangladesh or Pakistan, alright, it costs you similar. But if you go to India, alright, you get the whole cost for £70. Yeah? So what people are doing is just making a joke of it. They're doing it in India. The wajib will be done, but it's a joke. It's not right. I don't think it's right. Anyway, that's not my topic. So the last thing I want to say is over here is when we say zakat is compulsory on business, on that wealth which is for business, or what you call it, nami. If it's not for business and it's not mali nami, alright, no zakat is compulsory. I'm mixing up. I'll give you an example, easy. I've got 10 houses. I haven't, but just example, right? I got 10 houses, and all the 10 houses on rent, but they're not for business. I did not buy them to sell out. But I've got rent coming out of it. On the 10 houses, do I have to pay zakat on the value of the 10 houses?
No, on the value of the rent.
Just on the rent, if I have enough rent after a year. Yeah? Have I answered your question? Yeah? So normally we get these kind of questions. So it's on the rent. I bought a house, broken house. I renovated it, I fixed it, and now I'm going to sell it then. I bought it on this intention. So then zakat is on that value. Because I bought it on this intention. Yeah?
It's on the value of the price you're selling the house at.
No, you go to a middle value.
Middle value.
Yeah? Same with the shops. So when they calculate, they have one price, they're gonna sell it, and one they purchase, one they're gonna sell, and one is the what the if they want to sell all of it in bulk. So they bought it for instance, they bought this shirt for £2. Yeah, they're gonna sell it for £5. But if they want to sell the whole shop right now, right, they have to sell it for £3. So they get that middle price. Am I clear? Yeah? Yeah, so they price it like that. All right. All right. I said we're not going to speak on the animals, all right? You don't need to know the animals, none of you got any animals. Who are you allowed to give zakat to? Quran Kareem have give 8 masarif is zakat. Masarif means that the people you can pay zakat to. In Surah At-Tawbah, from verse 59 to 60, 59 to 60, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explains that who you can give zakat to. The main is, alright, that you have to give it to someone who's miskeen, poor, and does not have nisab nami or nisab ghairi nami. Nisab nami or nisabi ghairi nami. You can give zakat to them. As long as that person who you give zakat to does not have nisab nami, ghair nami, and are not from your usul and furu'. Usul means that you're not born from them. Furu' means they're not born from you. So are you allowed to give zakat to your parents? No. Grandparents? No. Great-grandparents? No. Are you allowed to give zakat to your son, great-grandsons, or anyone? No. So you're not allowed to give zakat to your usul and furu'. Who you're born from, who's born from you. You're not allowed to give zakat to those people who are from the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The husband is not allowed to give zakat to the wife. The wife is not allowed to give the zakat to a husband. Yes.
Anyone, you can't give zakat to anybody in the family of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
No, anyone from the family of yeah.
So anyone who's like
Descendant.
from our lineage or descendant of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Yeah. If they are the descendant, you're not allowed to give to them.
This day is difficult to find that.
Genuine or not genuine?
Yeah.
If they say and sometimes they have the whole genealogy right to Rasulullah, so mostly they have it. Yeah, you're not allowed to give. So you're not allowed to give zakat to anyone who's usul, hamza, sad, waw, lam. Furu', who you're born from. Yeah, you're not allowed to give to Sadat, the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah, you're not allowed to give zakat to kafir. Whoever you give zakat to, you have to make that person owner of that wealth. Whenever tamleek does not happen, your zakat is not done. I'll explain that now. Tamleek is necessary. You have to make an owner. So one example is, could you give zakat to a masjid? No, because no one is the owner of the masjid. Yeah? Could you give zakat to build a madrasa or anything? No. A person has died and you want to pay zakat towards his kafan. Could you give that zakat? No. No one's the owner of it. He's dead anyway. Or she's dead anyway. So no one's the owner. You have to make that person the owner of it. Once you make the owner of it, then it's up to him or her how they want to spend it. Then your zakat is done. For instance, Hamza has to pay me, he owes me £10,000. So I realize he's not going to pay me that £10,000. I say, I've forgiven you and I cut that from what? My zakat. Is that done? No. Give it to him. Give that £10,000 to him. Then say, you want to pay my debt? Then he could. Because I made him the owner of the £10,000. So you have to make the owner, that's the condition. Someone the owner of zakat, then zakat is done. Otherwise it's not done. Yeah. The other question. Could you give zakat in advance? Yes, you could, as long as you have the nisab. So, I've got no money at all, and I want to give the next 2 years zakat. Am I allowed to? No. I've already got £10,000 and I want to give zakat for the next 2 years. Could I give zakat? Yes, I could. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam took money from Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu for advance for 2 years. Zakat money.
According to how much do they pay then?
They give some people have an idea in it. So that the thing is, so you have an idea that next year I'm going to earn, my zakat will be, I'll have £10,000 again. So you give zakat on that. And the next year I'll have 15,000, you give zakat on that. If you had made a mistake and you realize the next year when you calculated that you give less, then you have to top it up. If you give an extra, fi sabila is gone. Yeah? Is that clear? So, the last masala is sadaqatul fitr or zakatul fitr. You call that zakatul fitr. Before I go to that, anyone got any questions regarding zakat? Yes.
More questions.
From the sisters. Yeah, carry on.
The sister said, if I have a part-time job as a university student, am I obliged to pay zakat on the gold gifted to me by my parents?
Yeah, if the gold has reached to the nisab, you have to pay zakat on it. Yeah, and the people who own it, they have to pay zakat on it. It's their compulsory part to pay zakat on it. If anyone else pays for them, that's their favor. So, for instance, Rehan got no gold, but his wife has got 10 kgs of gold. The zakat is not compulsory on Rehan. She has to pay the zakat. If she says that I've only got gold, I got no money, then she has to sell some and give zakat on that. If Rehan pays the zakat on her gold, alright, that's from his behalf is what you call it, a favor on her. He can do it, but he has to inform her that I'm paying zakat from your behalf. You have to inform. Now, there's three types of what you call it, ibadat. Ibadat badaniya, alright, which is just ibadat badaniya, physical ibadat. Number two, just ibadat maliya, wealth ibadat. Number three, which ibadat is ibadat maliya wa badaniya, mushtarak. Now take first, ibadat badaniya is that ibadat or the physical ibadat, just your physical ibadat. No one else could do that for you, even if you inform them and tell them. Like salat, fasting. You tell someone else to fast for you, no, it's not going to happen. Tell someone else to read salat for you, it's not going to happen. Yeah? Ibadat Maliya, just Ibadat Maliya like zakat, zakat al-fitr, someone else could do that for you. As long as that person knows that someone else is paying that zakat for me, that wealth for me.
So that means that's accepted then for that person?
Yeah, it's accepted. If it's allowed, it's accepted. The third category is mushtarak, which is a physical ibadat and also wealth ibadat. That is Hajj. That person, whoever Hajj is compulsory on him, as long as he can do it, he has to do it himself. He's got the wealth and he's got the physical strength for it. But if somehow he was ready, he could do it physically and he had the wealth, but he delayed his such, alright, they got so late that he's now ill. Or what? Ill or he's gone weak. Now, when he reached to that age, he can ask someone else to do it. They can do it. But if he has not reached to that status, he has to do it himself. Or she has to do it himself. So where did I go from where? Where did I start? Yeah. I said the zakat. So this zakat is zakat what? Ibadat maliya. Someone else can do it for it. Either you are wealthy or not wealthy. You have the ability or you don't have the ability. As long as you inform them. Yeah, any questions? Yeah.
Sorry, you can do it to relatives. You can give zakat to relatives.
They're not, if they're not your usul of furu,
Yeah.
you can give zakat to them. You can give it to your uncle, mamus, anyone.
You've got the point of Hajj where you said someone can't do it, if you someone else do it for them. Is that also when you're alive, even if they didn't do Hajj?
So if for instance, this person, alright, he's got the money for Hajj, he's physically okay to do Hajj, and at 10 years ago, for instance, 10 years ago, alright, he had £1,000 extra in Hajj days, and he was okay, physically okay. He did not fulfill Hajj that time. Now, 10 years after, right, now he's gone weak, he cannot do Hajj. Hajj is still farz on him. He either go himself, and if he cannot go himself, he has to send someone Hajj, or he has to make a wasiyat that someone has to go Hajj when I die from my wealth. That's right. Now, from this question, I say one more thing. If you have the ability once to go to Hajj, and you did not go to Hajj on that year, and later on the prices are gone up, and now you can't go to Hajj, Hajj is still farz on you. So 10 years ago, Hajj was £1,000. Yeah? Or 20 years ago, £1,000, right? Hajj was 20 years ago, £1,000. Now, alright, it's gone to £10,000. He had that 20 years ago, £1,000, and now he does not have £10,000. Hajj is still farz on him. Even though, in this kind of case, Quran says, وَفِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, those who are in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, means those who want to go Hajj, Hajj is compulsory on them, they can take zakat too. Yeah? Exactly. Yes? Yeah.
What if, say, somebody hasn't paid zakat for many years and they don't know how much they earned all those years back?
They have to just make a rough amount and give zakat. Otherwise, they'll be in that persecution. They have to make a rough amount. They'll have that kind of thing. Yes, sir.
So, Imam, you say, what if you're saving for a deposit and you buy enough money to go Hajj? You're saving for the goal. What happens then?
Still, that you have to give zakat. That's not unnecessary.
Is it still compulsory to go Hajj?
Yeah. You're saving money for gold.
Not gold, for gold, like a deposit on a house.
Yeah, you still have to. That's extra in it. Yeah.
That's the same if you buy a land and then you sell it for that money for a Hajj. You have to pay zakat for that.
Once you have the money and a year have circulated on that, or you got already money, all right. For instance, you got £10,000 already, and you sold a land for £100,000. And that £10,000, on that £10,000, you're supposed to pay zakat in Ramadan. Yeah? And Ramadan comes in again, and you got the £100,000, so you pay zakat on £110,000. Even though you have to go, you're keeping that to go for Hajj, because you got that already. You haven't paid towards it yet.
So if you buy it 10 kg for Hajj,
Yeah, you still have to give zakat on that, because they're extra wealth, unless you paid for it. Does that? Yes.
Sorry, just to summarize, zakat is paid on the total asset and money that you have
Yeah.
at the point of when it's due.
Yeah. And the total asset on that condition of the year, yeah. 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 Twice.
Can you build someone a house with it and make them the owner?
You have to give the money to them, and they build this off.
You can't build it.
No, you can't build. Then, because what you do, you're paying their zakat to the laborers and all that. So you're not making them the owner. So you have to make, for instance, you want to build a house for me, so you give me the money and say whatever I want to do with it. You cannot even pose rules on it either. And then if I want to build my house, I build my house.
Aunties and uncles back home eligible for zakat.
Yeah, they're not your usul of furu in it. They're not born from you, and you're not born from them. You give zakat to them. Yeah? So they're not your usul furu. In zakat order, you don't need to give cash. If you know someone that eligible for zakat, you can give them goods too, like wheat. You can give them flowers, you can give them ghee, you can give them butter, things like that. Because you're making them the owner of that. So you can do that. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Salat time in about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We read Salat, and anyone has to have any refreshments, they can have. The sisters can read Salat upstairs. If they want to refresh the wuzu, there's a place across the road, they can refresh their wuzu. Some of the girls who are upstairs, young girls, they know where the place is. Jazakallah khair, ahsan jaza. I hope this program is beneficial, inshallah ta'ala. And the other thing is that we will have these programs, inshallah. We're going to have a taharat program, and also salat programs and other programs too. So I want you to participate in them. Hafiz Rehan will organize these, inshallah. Yeah. Jazakallah khair, ahsan jaza.